At first glance, there's not a lot you can glean from looking at Last Day of June's presentation. Sure, the graphics are stylized, very painterly, and evokes a soft, caring aura around it. But as with most emotional pieces of media, there's more to the game than meets the eye, as your experience with the game will be a roller coaster of emotions. Joy, laughter, sadness, tragedy, and love. My name is Alex, and on this Backlog Battle Bit, we review Last Day of June. Last Day of June is an adventure game with a very heavy lean towards narrative, created by Ovosonico and published by 505 Games. The game is directed by Massimo Guarini, who has previously directed the quirky puzzle platformer Murasaki Baby and the third-person action game Shadows of the Damned. The story revolves around Carl and June, a young couple living about their lives in an idyllic village only to be struck by tragedy, as a car accident not only paralyzes Carl, leaving him in a wheelchair, but unfortunately takes June's life. A good amount of time passes, and Carl rediscovers June's paintings and, through her artwork, discovers a possible way to bring her back. In order to do so, players are tasked with helping Carl remember the events of that fateful day by playing as one of 4 townsfolk present during the accident. As the game progresses, you'll be required to alter the outcome of each character's day in order to allow for certain things to happen. These what comes first scenarios are generally what defines most of the puzzles in the game, and the alteration of said activities just to arrive at a specific outcome reminds me a lot of the thematics of Konami's Shadow of Destiny, in a good way. Given that Last Day of June is an adventure game, the only failure state that you experience while playing is being repeatedly shown the effects of your decisions at the end of the day. Unfortunately, for fans of the genre who love experimenting with different outcomes, this might become an annoyance. This is because the game prevents you from switching from one townsfolk to another at will. Instead, it requires you to play through an entire townsfolk's day, then watch the effects of your choices again, unable to skip the cutscene mind you, and then be given the choice of who to play next. The developer's decision to play the cutscene at the end of the day, uninterrupted, is a double-edged sword. It serves both a gameplay and empathic purpose. However, if seen repeatedly, the cutscene loses its effect and, instead, becomes a constant reminder of the player's failures. Perhaps this is meant to reflect Carl's feelings of hopelessness and is an attempt to imbue these feelings onto the player. But not everyone is going to see it like I did, and, instead, would have just wished they could have skipped the cutscenes all along. That said, aside from the kinds of puzzles described earlier, there are puzzles that take advantage of each townsfolk's special skill. For example, the boy has a soccer ball that he can use to knock things over, and the rich hunter fellow has the ability to call his dog to get him to guard certain objects. Using these abilities in certain parts of the town also allows players to collect memory orbs that give more backstory to each character. Furthermore, the game does not have any inventory management of any kind, and none of the puzzles require you to have more than one item on your person at any given time. All in all, the puzzles strike a good balance of challenging, but not hair-pullingly frustrating. An area where Last Day of June excels at is its ability to tell stories without the use of dialogue. Instead, you'll hear grunts, mumbles, and other numerous speech cues that accentuate the actions on screen and add to the personality of each character. To add more depth to the storytelling, certain sections of the game allow Carl to travel through the town and relive some of the memories he shared with June, which vary in emotional intensity. Truly, the game's actions speak louder than any spoken word. Though my playthrough of Last Day of June spanned roughly only 2 to 3 hours, the experience I had with the game is uniquely different compared to most games in the genre. While I can't truly say that playing a game where tragedy is the centerpiece can be fun, my time with the game certainly felt like a memorable one, thanks to the emotions that it put me through. If you're looking for an adventure game that isn't fixated on delivering twists and turns, but instead focuses on a narrative experience that might even warm the coldest of hearts, this could be the right game for you. My score for Last Day of June is a 4 out of 5. If you played any game that you feel is similar to Last Day of June, please tell us by leaving a comment below. Also, if you like this video, consider giving this a like. Finally, if you want to see more of my videos, please consider subscribing to the channel. We always post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Thanks again for your time, and let's play more games.